Okay, boys and girls, we're going to start with our first assignment this week, which is in language arts. Don't forget to do your math and your science and all the other ones. But let's start off with language arts. Please be sure that you are on class pages right over here. Please make sure that you are on language arts up here. If you are not and you see no assignments, please make sure that you're on language arts. Okay, once you're on language arts, you will see your first story. Make sure you read the welcome note, everything here, and then right in this blue hyperlink right there, that is your story. So when you click on that story, you're going to see the download button for the story right here. Once that's complete, click on it. When you click on it, the story is going to pop up. So we're going to read the story, Escape from War, and the poem underneath that story, which is called Always. So we're going to compare those two stories, and our assignment will be based on both of those readings. So I'm going to begin. This is called Escape from War. As you can see, the title's on both pages. Imagine you had to leave your home, your friends, and your country behind. This is what happened to 11-year-old Diana and her family, who are among the world's 65 million refugees, by Kristen Lewis. This is Diana. In the comments below, I would like some of you to tell me, how would you feel if you had to leave your home, your friends, and the country of the United States of America? How would you feel inside, and why? All right. As we begin to read, let's look at the key details. As you read this article, look for details about what life was like for Diana and the other refugees. So let's look at the pictures real quick. As you can see, her country has a lot of explosions and a lot going on. So judging by the pictures, can anybody tell me what you think Diana's life was like in Syria? Drop a comment below and tell me, and maybe you'll win a homework pass or some treasure box treats. So be prepared. I'll be asking you a lot of questions throughout this. You might see on some of your articles that there's a little guy right over here. He is called the word nerd. You will find words that are in bold that will be very important in our readings. They're kind of like our critical vocabulary words. So I'm going to begin to read. You can follow along. So it says, not so long ago, Diana was a regular kid just like you. She lived in a cozy home in Syria, a country in the Middle East. Her backyard bloomed with olive trees and grapevines. She loved being friends and going to school. She was proud of the gold stars she earned for doing her homework on time. But in 2011, war broke out in Syria. Bombs killed thousands. Diana's school closed when a bomb went off next door. Diana's city got more and more dangerous. In 2013, her family had to choose: stay and risk death, or leave home, their friends, and their country behind. Their choice became clear. They fled. What would you do if your country was in danger like Diana's? Would you stay at home, or would you leave and be safe? So you're going to see there's an orange bubble that says learn more in our behind the scenes videos. So I might be able to link the video of Diana's story so you can actually watch it too. Don't worry, there's not going to be terrible things. Terrible conflict. An explosion rocks a neighborhood in Syria. So that's what the picture is. The picture is an explosion that rocks the neighborhood, which means that it, made the neighborhood very dangerous. So on the right, here's a picture of Syria. Syria is a part of the world called the Middle East. Look at the map. What other Middle Eastern countries do you see in this picture? So another question down below. Tell me some of the other countries you see next to Syria. All right, let's continue. 65 million refugees. Diana and her family became refugees. Refugees are people forced to leave their homes because of war, hunger, natural disasters, and other dangers. There are 65 million refugees in the world today. That's more than at nearly any time in history. The refugees come from more than 12 countries, mostly in Middle East and Africa. They are rich people from big cities. They are farmers from tiny villages. They are kids who love sports and books and video games and dream of college and jobs. Millions wind up in refugee camps. These camps are set up by governments and charities. They provide food, shelter, and other necessities that refugees need badly. But often the camps are dirty and crowded, and they could feel like prisons than homes. So, for Diana and the people in her neighborhood, her village, her town, they could be rich, they could be poor, they could live in a small farm or a small village. It doesn't matter who they are, but if their house or if their neighborhood is in danger and they have to leave, they automatically become refugees. So, again, for a homework pass or a treasure box treat, can anybody tell me what a refugee is again? And how many refugees are there in this world? Comment below. Here's some pictures of some of the camps, refugee camps, that they keep these kids and families in during times of war. The next part says, losing a dream. Diana's family did not end up in a refugee camp. They left Syria and entered the country of Lebanon. They found a place to live in a remote area called Akkar. Their home was like a small garage. It had running water, which was lucky, because not many didn't. But the garage was not heated, and the family shivered on cold nights. Diana knew that she and her family were luckier than many. They escaped the terror and death that gripped Syria. They were not stuck in a crowded camp. Still, things were hard. Diana missed her old life. Most of all, she missed going to school. For refugees, getting an education can be a big challenge. Lebanon is a very small country. It's smaller than Connecticut and has taken in more than 1 million refugees. There was not enough room in the school for kids like Diana. For Diana, it seemed getting an education was just one more dream that would not come true. Or would it? Okay, we're going to stop right there real quick. So, again, here are some of the pictures. You remember I said the word nerd would pop up every once in a while? So, anytime you see a word that's darker than others, so for example, refugees is darker than most of the words. So that is a critical vocabulary word. And I already asked you what a refugee is. If you saw below, you're going to see another critical vocabulary word, remote. They found a place to live in a remote area called Akkar. Using the context clues and another question down below, what does remote mean? No, it's not a remote for a TV or a television. Use the context clues to figure it out. All right. Here's one part over here. It says children of war. More than half of the world's 65 million refugees are children like these. So most of the kids are the ones that are refugees, which is sad because they don't get an education. There's not really much room for them. Some of them are stuck in crowded camps. But unlike Diana, she kind of was lucky. It's still not fun, but she's lucky that she has a smaller space where she has water and heat, but not heat because she's very cold at night. But she is lucky that she has running water. All right, we're going to finish. So that part's the poem. We're not going to read the poem yet until we're done with Diana. This is a picture of Diana at her school in Lebanon. So do you think she's going to get an education? Because at first it said she could only dream of getting an education and it won't come true. But will it? Looks like it is. Working hard. One day, Diana heard great news. A school for refugees was opening in Akkar. It was started by Save the Children, a group that helps refugees. 200 students signed up to go. Diana joined them. Diana rode to school each day in a minibus. She studied math, French, Arabic, English, singing, and music. She was served bananas, croissants, and juice. But she'd been out of school for so long. She was at first placed in a second grade. But she worked hard, and soon she caught up. So yeah, she got to go to school and she's very excited. Life goes on. The war in Syria is still going on. So far, about 500,000 people have been killed. Diana's family might never be able to go home, so they're building a new life. They have new dreams. Diana intends to become a doctor when she grows up. This is what she said. I will wear a nice white outfit and have a stethoscope around my neck, she says. I won't take any money from the poor and will treat them for free. That's very nice of Diana. Here's another critical vocabulary word. It's in black, dark black font. And what do you think the word intends mean? Diana intends to become a doctor. Tell me what you think the word means using the context clues below. And here's what's the connection. What challenges does Diana face as a refugee? So what are some challenges she has to deal with as a refugee? Tell me below. What do her story and the poem tell you about remaining hopeful? Well, we haven't read the poem yet, so you could get a clue that the poem's going to be about being hopeful and hoping for the best. Then it's going to say, write an essay answering these questions using details from the article and the poem. And we'll do that in a little bit, but let's read the poem. So the poem is called Always, and it's by Rebecca Kai Dolchlich. There will always be the waves rushing in, tumbling out, the moon, the fog, the orange of the morning sun. Sadness is not forever, but let hope be. Let it sit by seaside towns, drift among villages, wander in cities. Let it linger in schools and shipyards and factories. Let it call to you with the scent of cinnamon, the taste of mint, the faraway chant, the chime of the clock. There will always be the babble of streams, bird songs, the whisper of wind. Sadness is not forever, but let hope be. Let hope be forever, guys. So I'm going to end there, and then I'm going to start with an assignment. But all the questions that I asked, please comment below on my video and answer some of the questions for some prizes, and I will write your names down. Whoever gets some of these answers correct will get treasure box toys or homework passes. Thanks for listening. See you soon. Bye.